Hello everyone, welcome back. Well, it's a Saturday. It's nice and sunny for a change. Because here in the UK, all it's done is typical UK weather. Rain, rain, rain. Anyway, you're not here for a weather report. So today, I'm going to be making some homemade bread. Now, years ago, when I was a little wee young lad, my granddad always used to make his own bread. If you went to his house on a Wednesday, it was like a bakery. I'm sure he used to cook for all the street. Bread and cobs everywhere. So I've been speaking to my mum, asking her if she can remember what recipe he used. And we think we've got it. Or as close as she can remember anyway. So yes, I'm going to give it a go today. I'm not an expert bread maker, so my doughing techniques will not be brilliant. Should I say, my kneading techniques will not be brilliant, so I'm going to be using the stand mixer. But feel free to do it all by hand if you wish. Okay, so the ingredients I am using is going to be, let me get my piece of paper while I wrote this down on. 500 grams of bread flour, 305 millilitres of lukewarm water, or if you're measuring it in grams, that's 305 grams, 15 grams of softened butter, 7 grams of yeast, so I am using fast action instant yeast, and in here I've got a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of sugar. I'm going to put all these into this bowl. I'm going to put the water in. I'm going to put all the wet ingredients to the bottom, then the flour, and the yeast is going to go on the top of the flour to avoid contact with the salt, because I believe that kills the yeast or something. It says on the packet avoid touching salt. That's what I'm going to do. And this will probably turn out like a pita bread time I've done. But, you know, it can't be that bad. Right, let's make a start. I'm going to put in the salt and sugar. And the butter. Pop in the flour. So I think the tip is to, when you're making bread, is measure everything. And then I think you more or less can't go too wrong. So I'm going to put the yeast on top, just like that. Pop that into there and put the dough attachment on. Like that. So I'm just going to put this on low first, just to start bringing it together. And then once it's come together, I'm going to leave it kneading for 10 minutes. Okay, so that's come together nicely. So I'm just going to leave that for 10 minutes now to do what it needs to do. If you're sticking to the side of the bowl, by all means stop the machine, give it a straight down, and then just carry on. Right then, so it's been 10 minutes. I'm going to get this out of here. Beautiful. Right. Just going to make it into a bowl. There, that should do nicely. So in a big bowl, I'm going to put about a teaspoon of oil. And just coat it around. and put the dough in. Just coat the dough in the oil as well. Brilliant. So I need to cover it with cling film. Well, you could use anything really, but I'm going to use cling film to cover it. Me and cling film don't get on, look. Because my cling film's not very wide, cling film rather, keep calling it clean, I don't know why. I'm going to do a double layer. Just to keep the drafts away. And then what I'm going to do is pop a tea towel on top as well. I think I've got to go upstairs for them. And just leave it for 1 hour to start rising. Yeah, I've got to go upstairs for it. So I'm going to get a tea towel. I'm going to sit it in this corner, cover it with a tea towel in a nice warm place. You can put it somewhere else if you want to. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to cover it with a tea towel. I'm going to leave it for 1 hour. You don't have to leave it on the work surface, you can put it somewhere else, as long as it's somewhere warm and draft free. So, we'll be back in 1 hour. Okay, it's been 1 hour. Oh yes, that has risen nicely. Yeah, so that's doubled up in size, very good. So we need to take this out of the bowl and knock it back. Basically, just get all the gases out. Okay, so I've got, is that in shot? Yeah, I've already coated a tin up. So what we need to do is kind of get this into a bit of a sausage shape. Now, like I say, I'm no expert at this, so I'm probably doing this all wrong. So I think like pull and tuck, pull and tuck, pull and tuck. Yeah, this is probably not the prettiest you are seeing on this, but like I say, I'm no expert at doing this. So yeah, I know if you're probably very good at kneading dough and shaping it, you know, you're probably shouting at the screen now, you're doing it wrong. I probably am. But like I say, this is my first time doing it, so I'm going to put that in there, just like so, and just try and shape it a bit better. I'm not totally happy with that, but we'll see how it goes. I need to work on that technique. Practice will make perfect. But anyway, it's only homemade bread, it's not like I'm selling it in a bakery. Right, so now I'm going to set this aside again. Before I set it to one side, I'm going to sprinkle a bit of flour on the top. This says, getting it all over worked up, just to stop it sticking. I've greased my tin with butter, but you can use oil. So what I'm going to do now is leave this for about another 40 minutes, but I'm going to cover it with a clean tea towel. And on the top, just cover it. We're going to leave it very loose, a couple of pleats, so it's got room to rise. That's if I've just not totally destroyed it. Okay, so when I get to 30 minutes, I'm going to preheat the oven. So in 40 minutes, we'll be back. Right, it's been 30 minutes. The bread's been rising for 30 minutes. I've started preheating the oven. I've put a pan of hot water in the bottom. That's just out the tap. And the idea of the steam is it will make the bread nice and crusty, and that's the way we want it. The bread is rising. I've not destroyed it. That's got about another 10 minutes, but if you find it's not quite as warm and it's still taking a bit to rise, I think you can leave it a little longer. Like I say, I'm no bread expert and this is the first time I'm doing it, so right, we'll be back in 10. Alright guys, so this has been rising now for a total of 40 minutes, and it's actually risen. I didn't destroy it. And it's actually, it's not too bad to say. I wasn't quite happy on how I got it in the pan. So the next step, with a baker's blade, or I think they're called a lame blade if memory serves correct, I'm going to put a little line down the middle, and I've gone about half the depth of the blade, and this will help the bread rise. So this is going to go in the preheated oven at 180 for 30 minutes. Right, that's my 30 minutes timer up, and that's actually turned out alright, better than expected. So I'm going to take it out of the pan, and what we're going to do now is pop it back in directly on the shelf for another 10 minutes to get all this nice and crusty. And there we have it, all complete. Not a bad result to say I didn't get the dough very good. Should I say I didn't shape it up very good, but yes, very nice. So I'll be having that with some sarnies in a bit. Right, if you could leave me a thumbs up, help me spread my videos, much appreciate it. See you in the next one.